Alright guys, I am very sorry. I thought the stream was going this whole time, but it wasn't. So I just did a successful render of 10 million particles, and I actually got it working. So what I'm doing now is I'm just weight painting the mesh to say where I want the moss to appear. So I'm just going to use the strength value here and adjust that. And we can get some moss to appear in the lower lying areas around the water. So something like around here. Maybe strength could go up a bit more. And you want to make it random a little bit too. Just going to paint around and kind of describe where you want the moss to appear, and you want it to be a little irregular. A little bit around here. Maybe you could have some with the less strength on the mountains, just a little bit. Patches of moss growing on the grass. And this just helps enhance the realism and makes things look really nice. It's just that extra step of detail that we really want to add in. And yes, that is going to be 10 million particles of moss we're adding in. So that is a lot, but with 16 gigabytes it's enough to handle up to 10 million. I just tested it before, so that's nice. And I want to cut back some of this red area here, so I believe I set that weight to 0 and then just kind of take some of it back, and I'm just going to make some random cuts into the weight paint just to make things more random. Because nothing in nature is organized. I'm going to make random patches of moss on the ground. Could be some here. Could be a little bit here. Just add it where it makes like sense, like at the bottom of some of the hills. Maybe there would be some mossy areas. Just want to spend some time on this to kind of get an interesting result. And I think, let's see, I want to connect some of that like that and just make this less splotchy. And I think we can go along with this and set that to be the strength of our second particle system. So I'm going to go back to object mode, but before I do that, I know that I have to save the painting somehow. Let's see, is it a modifier? No. Okay, so back to object mode. Gonna go to particle system. Let's see. So it would be the density. would it be group? I'm gonna just research this quick. Just seeing how I do this. On my second monitor briefly. Sorry about that, guys. Okay, let me give this another try. So I need a vertex group, I believe, if I'm correct. Vertex group. Okay, so maybe if I just set the particle system to use the vertex group, it'll automatically link up the weight paint. And I'm going to just test this out. Let's bring down the particles to like 1000 so we can view it in the viewport without everything crashing. And we can just set the amount to like 5%. And I could bring that up even more. Seems like it's actually working. Okay. So let's just try like 10,000, 100,000. It's working. Wow. Alright. Very slow though, but it is working. Our weight paint is actually applying properly. So now what I need to do is I have to set up the random size, make it a little bit bigger possibly, and then 0.05 for the scale, 0.075, and then randomness 0.1 or 0.3. And let's see, the placement can be let's make sure everything's rotated properly, which it looks like it is. And I want to make sure that everything is adding in properly, and I think I gotta turn the scale down actually, it's just too big. Known velocity, that's something we don't want. Source, distribution, random. That looks a lot better. So now, if you noticed before, the placement was too even, so on jittered, it looked kind of like a grid. That's what I didn't like. But random fixes that. The distribution looks much better now. That's what I was having issues with. So we're going to take this from 100,000 to 10 million. So we can just go to camera view, and you see we could see all the moss here. Now it seems like there's some kind of error here, so we need to fix this. Rotation. Now it looks correct. And let's just do a quick render. Just to kind of get a preview of what it's going to look like. It's not obviously not as dense, but just kind of give an idea. A little slow, that's alright. Oh, it was unpaused. Okay. So, obviously we have a problem, and that is that the materials, again, are not correct. So this has to be just set to be green, since moss is always green. And we're just going to adjust that for all of these. Yeah, just like that, and gonna disable this plane. Nope, not that one. Okay. Now we're going to bring back in the high poly plane. And then disable the regular one. There we go. Just take another view of that and see how it renders. Oh, but of course, we have to go back to materials and then set that to hide the... Oh, it does say hide. Okay. Alright, it seems to be working now. I don't know why it was showing up before. But actually, from far away, that does look like moss. But, yeah, you see we need a lot more. So we're going to just do a test render. Going to turn the trees all on. Take one more quick view of this, and then we're going to do the render with the full on 10 million particles. wait for that. Bake it. Okay, I gotta pause the bake. Go back to this frame. Okay. And let's just hide everything in the viewport. And we'll give this a try with the render. Okay, it's out of memory. No big deal. Let's go to CPU. Just gonna wait for that. There it goes. Okay. It's going to take a while. We'll let this render. Just want to see how it looks when this area renders in. Make sure everything looks normal. Kind of looks like moss. Awesome. And you know what? We have to do one more thing. I'm gonna X this. Uh-oh. Just wait for that to start responding. There it goes. Gonna delete the bake. Set it to like 1 million. Then just re-scroll through there. And I'm gonna increase the scale. .08 GPU. Should be able to get it on the GPU. And we have to also get rid of the tree trunk. We just want the green. There we go. And we'll try this one more time. So that's good. Size is good. Let's just set the tile size back to 56 and give that a render. Oh, and actually, before I forget, enable all these passes for later on. So I'm only doing 1 million particles now. Okay, so it's rendering pretty fast. Look at that, we got the moss appearing. I don't know why the tree is there. I'm going to have to investigate that. Look at the moss. Looks great. This certainly doesn't look bad for a start. Now, for some reason, something's rendering that I don't want to. Okay, that was the problem. Now for the moss, we could change the colors to be 02 and just make it a little darker. More saturated maybe. And I want to adjust the weight paint. I felt like it was too harsh, so I'm gonna go back and just make let's see. The density. Yeah, I'm gonna go back to the weight paint and just make things more even, so I'm gonna just paint everything now with a very low weight and set it to be add. So we can't decrease anything. Oh, it actually is. Maybe set it to be... Yeah, that's what I want. Wait, but why? Oh, okay. I don't know why that's doing that. That is so odd. Seems like it's almost erasing it. There it goes. That's working better. So I just want everything else to have a little bit of it around. Make it a little bit more of a gentle fall off and try it again. Maybe that's too much. Not sure. So, let's see what I can do. I can set the size to be lower. .05, and the amount could stay maybe 750,000, or I could set it to 1,000,000, and I can adjust the weight paint. And just give it a strength of 0, a weight of 0 in a few spots. Let's find the smoothest fall off that's available. It's not good. Just kind of make it random this little bit. I want to make it make sense too. That should be alright. Render it one more time, see what we get, and then I'm going to call it a night, and we're going to finish this tomorrow or in the next few days. That is much better. Some sparsely covered areas and some are covered with moss. So it's more random. That's what I'm going for. This is perfectly what I'm going for. I'm not sure what's going on there. There's some geometry showing that shouldn't be, but gonna fix that. Should be no big deal. So it kind of like looks like an overgrown forest. But yeah, there's a lot of crashes on this time, guys. I apologize about it. But this certainly looks very interesting, and I have a lot more to expand on with this, so, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This is basically a walkthrough, and I'm just showing you the process. You guys can see all the crashes, how Blender starts, and I'm just pretty much covering the process from start to finish. When this file is complete, it will be on my Patreon, so you guys can download it. You can use all these assets in your own projects if you want. I really hope this helps, and guys, subscribe, comment if you have any questions, and link to this, my Patreon is in the description. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you guys for watching.